So Hamas has attacked Israel today. This is from Al Jazeera. The Israeli army says a number of Palestinian fighters have infiltrated Israel from the Gaza Strip. The leader of Hamas's military wing has said the group has launched a new operation against Israel. In a rare public statement, Mohammed Diaf said that 5,000 rockets have been fired into Israel early Saturday to begin Operation Al-Qasr Storm. Israel also reported an infiltration from Gaza. "We've decided to say enough is enough," Diaf said, as he urged all Palestinians to confront Israel. Here you can see images of destroyed buildings and rockets in the air. Now, of course, the framing of this is what I want to get into. If you were to watch the mainstream media, all politicians and mainstream organisations, you're going to hear the exact same response. Our Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said this on Twitter: "I am shocked by this morning's attacks by Hamas terrorists against Israeli citizens. Israel has an absolute right to defend itself. We're in contact with Israeli authorities, and British nationals in Israel should follow travel advice." Our Foreign Secretary James Cleverly echoed the same sentiments. The UK unequivocally condemns the horrific attacks by Hamas on Israeli civilians. The UK will always support Israel's right to defend itself. Keir Starmer, not surprisingly, said the exact same thing. "I utterly condemn the ongoing attacks on Israel and her citizens. There is no justification for this act of terror, which is being perpetuated by those who seek to undermine any chance for future peace in the region. Israel has a right to defend herself." I just want to be clear. I don't support Hamas in any way. I condemn all civilian casualties and deaths. But when I say all civilians, I mean all. That includes Palestinians who are continually excluded from the establishment. Israel is a settler colony and for 75 years has occupied, imprisoned, and are in the process of committing genocide against the Palestinians. Children are being shot in the head by IDF forces. Palestine, day by day, is being annexed by Israel. It is an apartheid state, which is currently being led by a far-right monster that is Benjamin Netanyahu. The idea that an occupying force is defending itself is absolutely disgusting. This is Palestine fighting back, fighting against systemic oppression, murder, and annexation. I find it sick and twisted that so many are falling over themselves, exclaiming that Israel are the ones who need support, that they're somehow the victims in this historical conflict. If you stand at the backs of Palestinians, eventually they will break and they will retaliate, and it's completely understandable. The idea that Hamas are jeopardizing peace talks is delusional at best. What Israel does every single day undermines peace by forcing Palestinians out of their homes into an open-air prison and shooting them on sight. Now, this is a tweet from Ashok Kumar, who was great, by the way. Just a reminder that in 2018, Palestinians in Gaza mounted the Great March of Return to show the world their plight. Day after day, they walked unarmed to Israel's military fences around Gaza. Israel shot 8,000 with live ammunition, killed 220 Palestinians, 36,143 total injured. So when Palestinians try peaceful methods, they're gunned down. It's not Israel who needs to defend themselves, it's Palestine, and every major party and politician are siding with the oppressors. They're also incredibly inconsistent. Our politicians and our media are unified in supporting Ukrainians against Russian imperialism, as am I. Yet when it comes to Palestine, the same people are doing a complete 180 and side with the aggressors. Because if you're brown, Muslim, Palestinian, or all three, your life doesn't matter. Now, of course, the main reason for our selected support is because Ukraine is an ally, so is Israel, which means any talk of justice is completely hollow. If Russia happened to be an ally of ours, we'd be treating Ukraine exactly the same as Palestine. Well, maybe not exactly the same, as Ukraine are majority white Europeans, but you get my point. I can have a conversation with people I disagree with. I'm happy to debate people, even on the opposite side of the political spectrum. What I cannot tolerate, and what is a red line for me, is the defense of apartheid, of child murderers, and genocide. This isn't an even-sided conflict despite what the mainstream media says. Look at this. More than 200 Palestinians, nearly 30 Israelis killed so far this year, according to the UN. I mean, the headline alone proves this isn't even-handed. More than 170 Palestinians, including at least 30 children, were killed across the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem last year. In January 2023 alone, at least 29 Palestinians, including 5 children, have been killed. The UN said that 2022 was the deadliest year for Palestinians since 2006, but 2023 is already on course to surpass that if the number of deaths stay at the same level. Anyone who supports Israel supports this. It's an unforgivable position to have. When will there be justice for Palestinians?